Hi everyone, how are you rock stars? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I'm Karen, I'm coming to you from Bellbird Park today, and my topic of conversation today is all about communication. And I think that, there's so many different layers to communication, there's so many different aspects to around communication and what it actually can do for you and your relationships when communication is on point. So as I said, there's a lot of different parts to communication, and I'm so excited. My husband came home from working away today, and he's home for a couple of days, and one of the things that we've managed to get quite good at with him working away is the fact that we have to have good communication. And so communication is so important, not just in a husband-wife relationship, whether it be a child, whether it be a friend, it's in every relationship. So maybe it's a relationship that you have with someone at work. Everything comes down to communication. And the one thing I do understand is that everybody wants to be loved, heard, and understood. And more times than not, the misunderstanding and the miscommunication, it leads to something that's bigger. And here's a big part of social media today, in that, or even email, text, messages, all that kind of stuff can be really misinterpreted because you're reading it from the lens that you're looking through. And so here's the thing, someone could say something to you which was really innocent and there's nothing meant nasty by it, but if you're in a place where you've had a bad day and your mindset's not in a good place, you're going to receive that in a more negative tone versus a positive outcome. And so this is why communication is just so important. And I was just talking to my husband about, some things that have really helped him, on the current project he's working with different dynamics, different cultures, different personalities, all that kind of stuff. And we got talking about communication, and he said one of the biggest things that he's actually learned, through reading personal development books was actually really listening to people. So one of the biggest parts of communication is actually listening to understand what they're saying. And I've been guilty of this. I've listened to people to respond versus listening to understand. And, one of the things that, Phil had said was that often, because he had been through an experience and had similar feelings from what he was hearing, because again, he's hearing it through the lens and seeing it through the lens from his own experience and his own perspective. And so, what he was saying was it's really important to understand that you listen to what is being said and understanding it from their viewpoint, not your own viewpoint. So my question is, how do you do that? Well, one of the ways that I've learnt from some beautiful mentors of mine is that by rephrasing what you've heard, and this is really great to do with kids as well, but it's great to do for everybody. But it's really rephrasing, what someone has said. So what that would look like would be, so what I understand to hear you say is, and then repeat what you heard them say, to make sure that what they said is understood in the way that you've understood it. And that way, it'll really resonate and strengthen that relationship that you have with whoever that is with. And so that way, you're really being intent on listening and being present with the people, and I guarantee you it will enhance your communications, absolutely no question. So listening is the biggest part of communication, and I know in a very busy life we're all running from this place to that place and from this conversation to the next, or having multiple conversations on social media all at once. But I really urge you to stop and be in the present, be in the now, and just enjoy each conversation and each person that you interact with, and I can see that a few people have jumped on and, are watching this live, and I really want to say a big thank you to you. If you get value from this, please share it, because this is something that I think that in today's society, we're actually not necessarily heard And if we are heard, we're not necessarily understood. So, and if you've got an experience where maybe you have had some improvements through the listening part of the communication area, I'd love you to share that, because the world needs to hear more of this stuff. The world needs to really be able to understand how to dissect all the distraction and just stay focused. So, today, we're about to get a storm, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to lose my connection. So, but I just wanted to come to you today and talk to you about that, because, yes, my husband's home. I'm absolutely super happy and super grateful that he's home. We get to spend an extra couple of days together, because we're off to Queenstown next week. And I love the conversations and how he fills my heart cup with, with his vision and his thought processes, because it really does give me wings to fly. So champions, rock stars, have an awesome day, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, ciao for now.